Now I want you, if any volunteer is there, if a volunteer feels that I have my objectives, you can share. If you remember it, if you have hard copy, soft copy, or you can just formulate so that we can work on some of the case study. The point is, I have seen maximum people while writing objective, they don't know what to write. They write any absurd thing, they focus more on the decoration part here and there, but the real content is what I am asking, what is the variable. And the second thing is, not only writing, you must be sure of how to measure the variable. Okay. Now what is about the hypothesis? Somebody coined the term in the morning, hypothesis. People have very fanciful idea about the hypothesis. Hypothesis is this or that, hypothesis is what I feel. Absolutely no. Hypothesis is whatever the variables were mentioned in your objective, what are most likely relation as given by the previous study. Hypothesis, number one, hypothesis is no fancy wordings, and for hypothesis is simply about the two or more variables. Just like the objectives I told you, hypothesis is again of two types. One called the univariate, second the bivariate or multivariate. What is the univariate hypothesis? One variable is there and you believe it so. That is called here as claim. That is always called as the claim. And please mind it, every single thing is important. When you say univariate hypothesis, it becomes one sample t test. When you use this, it becomes two independent sample t tests. Remember, the third one is separate room. Experimental research, it was PLT test. Univariate means, try to understand. I have a claim that people in my workshop are always very happy. My satisfaction level, I have been in IIMs also, I am Noida, etc. I always claim my satisfaction level out of 5 is never less than 4.5, 90%. Okay, this is very big words. How to check it? What I will do, I will hand over you one questionnaire related to satisfaction. One variable I am measuring, that is satisfaction only. How much variables are there? One. I have not noted down your gender, age, nothing, simple one, satisfaction. One is satisfaction and the second thing is my claim 4.5. Okay, I will use this one. Whenever you say the two things are related, for example this, what do you think, are the age and height related? As age increases, height increases to some extent? One is age, one is height. We will write null hypothesis is there is no relation between age and height. Okay, you all are taught about the null hypothesis. Now have you wondered few things? I am always concerned about the anomalies of the research which we find in the books. There is a concept called review of literature. Mr. X find out there is a effect of height on the age. Y find out 25 studies I have mentioned there is a effect of age on the height. Then I make a null hypothesis, there is no significant relation between age and height. Then isn't it an anomaly? Just now you have said 25 people have proved it. Then why you are saying no relation? There is a relation. Yes or no? Yes. Don't you find these are absurd? On the one hand you write review of literature, you say this variable is related to this and you write all sort of stuff there and then you say there is no relation. Why? Then what the hell these people were doing? And you have mentioned that they have found it empirically, means they have taken the data, they proved it statistically.
Because they are testing it.
Correct.
So that is why we are making null hypothesis.
But does it make sense?
The factors might be different.
Really?
Variables might be different, which we are using in our study.
So that means wonderful. It means if I am writing this, the review I have mentioned that there is a effect of gender on the height. Boys have a separate and girls have a separate. Is it okay mentioning here? There is a effect of gender and it is a truth also. There is a effect of gender on the height and I have mentioned in my review. My point is, ma'am, I will mention review only of the pertinent variables or any variables. I told you when you make a movie out of, do you understand, you are free to take any number of people, but the moment you take you will freeze. So you won't write your hypothesis about anything, it is about only of those variables. Do you understand the theory of variables? The most important part is the variable, entire thing is about the variables. It is not fanciful things like look for In Mumbai, I met somebody and she said, I am working on the hypothesis. Hypothesis is, it was something like Mumbai local train runs faster than bus. Now, is it a hypothesis or a fact? Train runs faster than bus. Okay, the second thing, what are the variables here? What are the variables? The third thing, you will prove it. I checked the speed of the train or the distance between 2 points. How useful it is for me? Will it do any good? Remember when we finally said we make a movie, it's for the audience, no? Nobody will say we make a movie, we are going back home, our movie. You do PhD always for somebody. For what? It's for industry, it's for government, it's for people, for society. It's for somebody, and what they should be happy about? They should be happy in the decision making. Every study is a part of, though we do it or not, that's a separate. But in principle, every study is aimed for helping somebody in taking better decision. Yes or no? When you say satisfaction leads to repurchase, it's relevant to all the restaurants, etc. But when you say satisfaction leads to repurchase, in case of toiletries, no longer. People are satisfied and still they will change. You never, or most likely, most of the people, they never use the same soap all the time. They change it. There are certain things, brand changing, it's okay. People change it. There are so many things you don't work only one, and particularly daily use items, etc. So, what it means? Satisfaction leads to loyalty is not a rule. It's a study in some context, it's okay. Okay. So, point here is objective and hypothesis are inseparable parts. These are the two faces of a coin. What she was saying that we are unbiased, correct ma'am? Now, another anomaly I found, take any book, chapter number 1, properties of research, researcher is unbiased. Chapter number 3, hypothesis, null hypothesis is a hypothesis which researcher wants to disapprove. Okay. Just now you said I am unbiased, I have some hidden agenda also. Just now you said researcher is unbiased, now you are saying no, researcher wants to disapprove. Why I want to disapprove? Why at all I want to prove anything? If you want to prove anything, that's not a research, no? It's a sort of a black box, you do something and you prove, you already knew the results. That's not a research. Fine, friends, whatever the variables are relating to, looking at it, what is there in the society, and then telling it. So, I will tell you 3-4 anomalies which we always do and we overlook. I got a book, India. This is a book written by Penguin for foreigners. You know what the way they perceive. In the preface, it's written, cleanliness is next to God for Indians. We can pat ourselves. Yes, we are. But are our cities clean? Isn't it a paradox? The way we project, yes, cleanliness is next to God. We keep our premises clean, but we keep our premises clean, not the outside. Correct? Partly correct. We throw everything outside. This is one. It means whatever we are saying, and in fact, these are not the truth. So, what you will prefer? As if you will prefer endorsing the same statements, which may be a sort of a mindset, or the truth. One again, I will take one example, like how the things differ. Internationally, it said that your sort of your appointment, like it's temporary or it's permanent, that influences your performance. Worldwide, it says the moment a person is regular, the performance is wonderful because now the person is not worried about job. One professor of my university proved it, it's reverse. He presented it in a conference, international conference. He said the moment you make anybody permanent, person stop working. There was a big uproar in the conference. People were shouting him like anything. They were saying, you know these are international theories? What the hell you are saying? All these things, rubbish you are saying. The moment a permanent person works, he very quietly and calmly he said, I am not saying their theories are wrong. I am saying whatever is applicable there is not applicable here. I can just guarantee you, you come with me, I got a sample, you take with me, come to our state universities and see the moment you make a person permanent, person stop working, now say it's the time for politics and doing all other things. The moment the person is contract, the person works very hard to be in the good books. He said, I am not saying, please, can you see it's not 0 or 1? if I am rejecting something, I am not saying he is wrong. This is what the people take it reverse. Can't it be possible he is also correct and I am also correct, because there is some third variable, the cultural context. Anything that is applicable in Japan may not be applicable in India. This is simply I am stating. Our rules, our culture, the way we think are fundamentally different from others. So, what you prefer? You prefer to report the truth or what is the stereotype? That is your choice, right. One more point is, we should always concern about the variables, not about anything. People write fanciful things and they have no clue how to start it, like train runs faster than bus. It does not make any change or not good for at all. So, whatever is your objective, and the last point is, some of the concepts we borrowed from legal side. I hope you know Indian judiciary works perhaps 80 to 90% on precedence than on novelty. For example, I am giving her answer why we are taking, why not null hypothesis. I have a property and she have taken possession of my property, she acquired it illegally. I have taken him as the lawyer and we go to the court. Now what he will say, 2 points, he can say that your honor, I feel this is a very wrong thing and she should get the property free. This is one. Second, he will say a such case was reported in the Delhi High Court and that was the judgment. What is more apt? Second, we report the precedents. We never, please try to overcome this obsession. We always believe hypothesis is what I feel. And a simple thing is, whenever you write a hypothesis, that is a directional hypothesis, write in bracket who said it. Minimum 3 source. Moment, like I feel whenever it is written sale, this 4-letter word has some wonderful effect on the girls. Their analyzing power go down and then they just jump to the sale. Now the moment I say girls shop more, all the girls will be angry. Who said it? Nonsense. I will say no, not I am saying. Go and grab that Sharma 2007 and Jen 2010. They have proved it. Got it? As a researcher, I have no word to say. And in fact, if you have noted in the research, we never write the words like I, me, mine. Have you noted that? Yes. Yeah. It is observed. It has been found. It means if I am out, you come in, the sample is the same, you collect the data, you will come to the same conclusion. The data is saying such, I am not saying. Do you get my point? My point is, it is about the variables. Now, 2 things you need to do, the session what we have done so far. I just tried to give you a very brief about what the objectives. There are 2 YouTube videos available. It is objective-wise analysis. You can go to YouTube. You can write there as Neeraj Kaushik. So, it is the name of the channel. And then there are several playlists available. The one of the playlist is objective-wise analysis. 2 videos are there. The video 1 having the same sort of examples which I discussed with you. I tried to differentiate between univariate, bivariate, 2 univariate, etc. In the second video, I have taken 5 or 6 synopses of the different scholars and tried to go through them. Is it univariate, bivariate, what is the context, what are the pitfalls, what can be done, what should be done. Personally, I feel 2 more things about the objective. Doing review cannot be your objective. It is the part of the process, right. You should not write as to study the name of your topic. Like if somebody is working on microfinance, first objective, to study microfinance, fantastic, you studied it. What good it done to me? How it is helpful to me? Remember, study is always about somebody. So, you study something, you become wise, fantastic, but it is not apt for a PhD topic. This is my personal feeling. You should not say, I will do review, this is your objective. To do review means if you are not right, you want to review to make a research methodology. This can't be objective. These are the parts. Secondly, objective cannot be to suggest. It's something like I have made the movie, I am going back. Why I should show? It's my movie. We never say it's how stupid of it. So whether you write it or not, you will always give recommendations. You always give your observations to the concerned people to review and to suggest. I don't feel they are fit. This is my personal opinion. You can think about it. Whenever it's a PhD and research paper, in PhD, whatever your university says, whatever your guide says, that is more important. There are conventions, but I am talking about international standards. So there, it's all about, do you understand, objectives are all about the variables. Just like when we go for any of the language, we say there is a subject, there is a object, there is a verb, and then there are some of add-ons. You can put adjectives, adverbs, etc. So likewise here we have certain variables, and whatever way, whatever flourished language you can use, but the essence is how many variables, and second, how to measure them. We stop at this point. Three things we have completed so far. We have completed the types of research, we have completed the types of data, and third, the objectivized analysis, how to fetch it. So post lunch our objective will be, we will study about the measurement, and finally we will stop today. I will try to give you few method steps and some tables, that this is the thing, so that tomorrow we will work with the case studies. Tomorrow we will work with the SPSS data entry, how to do, how to report. But today by the evening I will ensure that you get final process, how to analyze and which particular tool technique we should arrive at. Do you wish to write some template objectives which are taken generally with special reference to Delhi? So can you just find out the variables from the topic itself? Let me repeat it. An empirical study of celebrity endorsement for cosmetic products. So